Today, I will be joined by Tony nominated, Golden Globe nominated, brilliant actor Danielle Brooks. You fell in love with her on Orange is the New Black, watched her grow throughout the years on shows like Peacemaker and Master of None. Brooks has won a Grammy for her work as Sofia on Broadway and is now playing Sofia on the big screen for the brand new remaking of The Color Purple. How you doing today?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me today. How are
So
you?
I'm great. I'm so happy that you're here, and congratulations on your recent nomination and all of the excitement around the film. How do you feel right now?
Oh my gosh, I am on cloud nine. I can't stop smiling. My cheeks hurt too much
It's a
just from
good problem.
smiling. Good problems. It's been an exciting few months, years really, even from getting to start this project of Color Purple and film it to now. It's been quite extraordinary moment for me.
I saw that beautiful video of your daughter and her reaction to seeing you in the trailer of the film. So my question, because I have a 3-year-old, how did you get her to pay attention in the movies?
Well, she didn't quite pay attention. Luckily, trailers come early in movie theaters. And so, to be honest, if that trailer would have came in like an hour and a half, she would not have probably caught me because little baby girl would not stop talking during The Little Mermaid. But it was amazing to see her reaction of seeing her mommy on a big screen and her saying, "Mommy, look, it's you." I just was, my heart was so full because I mean, representation truly does matter. And that's what it was for me when I first saw, Color Purple on Broadway. When I was 15, my dad took me, and seeing people that looked like me, I was able to find my purpose. And even though she's 4, I'm just excited for her and her journey to discovering what she wants to do by seeing people that look like her doing that thing. So it was amazing.
Will she be acting like mom? Because you started out pretty young, right?
Yeah, I started out young, doing church plays here and there when I was 6 years old. And then my mom just found a lot of arts programs for me to be a part of. It's funny because I was lucky enough to do a screening for my hometown in Simpsonville, South Carolina, of the movie Color Purple. And my daughter was there, and I told her, I whispered in her ear while we were having the mic and, saying hey to everyone. And I said, say, welcome to the Color Purple. And she, to this day, will not stop walking around the house saying, "Welcome to the Color Purple."
Love it.
So I've been
I love
working
it.
on her, trying to get her to memorize things. It's not quite working though.
So your dad took you to see the play on Broadway when you were 15. How
Yes.
many times have you saw The Color Purple over the years?
On Broadway
Play
or
the, the
movie?
play, the film, just in general. Like how many times have you experienced that body of work?
Trillions. I mean, the movie, the 1985 version of Steven Spielberg's, is a staple for, the African American community. So you'll catch it anytime it's on TV, you're gonna see that movie. You're gonna watch at least a good 45 minutes of it. And so I've seen the movie a trillion times, but the Broadway show I saw once,
Mhm.
fell in love with the story, and, like soaked up the book. After that, it like devoured the book, and then after that, 10 years later, my first Broadway show that I starred in was the Color Purple revival in 2015, and so I played Sophia for a year of my life, 8 shows a week, playing her and immersing myself in this story. So I know this story pretty well. I really know Sophia, in and out because I've spent a lot of time, just immersed in the story.
So my wife was about to leave me over the pandemic because now I read the book. I've been like Alice Walker, like Stan since I
Hey.
started my career as a writer, but I never sat down and watched the movie until the pandemic, right? So she's like cussing me out. She's calling everybody she knows in the world. Can you believe this fool ain't never sit down and watch The Color Purple? So we watched The Color Purple like 3 times over the pandemic, and it's like I don't know if it affects you the same way, in the same way it affects me, but there's a certain emotions and feelings that I get when I read the book. There's a different way I feel when I actually watch the film. And
Yes.
I've saw it on Broadway too. So I've read the book and I saw it on Broadway before I actually watched the film. And
Yes.
please, don't cuss me out because I saw your
Not
film.
at all.
I saw
No
your film. I
judgment.
saw your film instantly. But I wanted to know and experiencing the medium in so many different ways, and by you
Mm.
playing Sofia for so long and you engage in the work so much, you are an expert. So I just want to know, do you get different feelings when you experience the work in different ways?
Yeah, that's such a cool question. I've never been asked that. Yes, I mean, we have built this multiverse. I haven't built it, but Oprah, Steven Spielberg, to Quincy Jones and Scott Sanders, our producers, have built this multiverse with, of course, the one and only mother of Color Purple, Alice Walker. So
Absolutely.
when I read her work, to me, it's so personal. The
Mm,
story starts with Dear God. And for myself, I grew up in the church. My mother's a minister, my father's a deacon. And as a 14, 15-year-old girl, which Celie was in our book, I too felt unseen, unheard, ugly, being a dark skinned, plus size girl, curly hair, which was not attractive to society at the time. I felt so small. And the only way for me to express myself was through journaling, just like Celie, and talking to God. So that's how I connected to the book on a very personal way. Then when I watched the movie, it was so incredible because now I'm seeing people that look like me
mm,
embodying these parts, Oprah Winfrey, Whoopi Goldberg, embodying this part, but also now people are getting to understand the trauma and hurt that Black women go through on a daily basis, our ancestors were going through. So that alone hits another chord in me, right? And then seeing the play in 2015, 2005, excuse me, when I saw the play, now I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, once again, representation. I'm seeing people come together. Even when I saw the play and was in the play, seeing people that did not know each other holding hands and bonding over this because they are so moved and are this music that now is a part of this story too is hitting parts of them that are opening up chakras and allowing them to forgive, to love, to become the heroes of their own story, all of those things, right? And so now with this new version of Color Purple, the Blitz Bazawule version, it's so much more joyous. We still get all of those things that I described, the healing, we get the connection with people that we normally wouldn't connect with, we get the personal story, but now we get the joy because of this reimagining that he's doing with Celie's story and bringing us into what she hopes for her life, by all of these fantasy moments that are happening. So it's so layered, it's so beautiful. There's a reason that this story has continued on so long and has not died. It's something that will live forever, and it's something that will just stick with us because it's dealing with human stuff,
oh,
like
absolutely,
we're gonna always
absolutely,
deal with.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. You know, one thing I didn't think about when we talk about experiencing it in different ways is the color purple. How you felt at 15 is not how you're going to feel at 30 years old. So this is probably why it's the perfect time to reimagine a story because we have access to more technology. We've uncovered
We
more narratives.
evolve, we
Smarter,
change.
yeah.
Yes, people as a society change. We're now tapping into moments like the Me Too movement. And you have songs like Hell No, which
Mm-hmm.
is now becoming a women's empowerment song that's saying, say hell no to whatever abuse you're dealing with, whatever boss that you might need to say hell no to, or whatever, even if it's your internal voices that you need to say hell no to. We have that now, and we have evolved so much that women are really starting to tap into it through things like the Me Too movement, you know? And then you have moments like Celie and Suge's love story. We really have evolved when it comes to same-sex loving each other. And so, and we still got a long ways to go in a lot of these
Absolutely.
moments too. So it's something that, like you said, it's like you are going to be different or experience this story differently for the growth that you're experiencing in your own personal life.
Now you said your dad was a deacon.
Yes.
What do deacons do?
Deacons are men in the church that keep the church flowing and running a certain way.
This is what
They're
everybody tells me. Everybody tells me they keep it flowing. And when I go to church, I see them sitting there and they always have a nice suit. But nobody ever talks about how you get appointed to the role. Is it compensated? How do you get removed
no,
from the role? Is
no,
there a deacon union?
it's not compensated, at least from my understanding, it's not compensated. But yeah, like you do have to get appointed. People in the church have to view you as a leader. They have to see you as that.
Do you
And
promise?
my dad is that. He was really
Okay.
quiet spirit, a good man, you know, and he's responsible and he cares about the community. And that's really what it's about. It's like the church is about community and having these men care about, you know, the people that are coming in and wanting to worship and stuff like that. So yeah.
So Alice Walker's Sofia was bold, resilient, a force, and then Oprah took the role and she lifted Sofia right off of the page in a
Yeah.
perfect way, bringing her to life in a way that many of us couldn't imagine. Now the word is out. You have elevated the role to a different level.
Thanks.
It did an amazing job. Obviously, you're nominated. I feel like you're gonna win a lot of things for this for your performance. And I want to know, can you just spend a little bit of time talking about the pressure? Because you took a perfect piece of art and then you put your own, you inserted
Yeah.
yourself and created another perfect piece of art.
Yes, I mean, to be honest, I feel like when Miss Oprah specifically got on a Zoom like we're on, popped up on that screen, surprising me to say, "You've gotten the role," and I'm passing the baton, those words came out of her mouth. To me, that was affirming and saying, "I'm giving this to you, make it your own." And I have a responsibility to myself because first I'm a craftswoman. I've been doing this for a while. I studied at Juilliard. You know, I have a toolbox of actor tools that I use that I'm now giving the opportunity to share in this story and share with the world what I know this character can be. I'm gonna do it, you know, and I'm gonna put 103,000% into that because this story is serving such a huge purpose. Like people's lives are really changing off of this stuff.
Absolutely.
And so I had a responsibility, but also to, you know, when I watched it on Broadway, it changed my life. Watching professionals, watching people like lay it out on the line, give everything they had into the role. So now I know I got a responsibility to serve some other young woman the same way LaChance did in the Broadway show, the same way Miss Oprah did for me, watching her play Sofia. It's my turn to lay it down so the next young woman coming under me can follow the line and lean into the purpose that they have for their lives. And then also, my brother, is about the ancestors, those
Absolutely.
that came before us, and honoring them and all of the hard work and dedication and sweat, tears, abuse that they've had to endure, and
Absolutely.
honoring their stories. People like Fannie Lou Hamer, you know, who was to me a real life Sofia, is honoring them. So that's why I'm so like happy I've been given this opportunity, but like there was no way that I was going to give anything less. I was not going to let any fear creep into this moment because I knew this moment was bigger than myself. And I had a responsibility to everyone, my family, myself, the ancestors, my child, to Oprah, everybody to lay it in and do what I needed to do. And also, our community might come for me if I did.
I mean, well, they can't because you did what you were supposed to do, and you're right. People in my own family who haven't been talking as much are now talking. They have something to talk about, or they're connecting because the film is so powerful, and the color purple has meant so much to them at different parts of their lives. So the cast, the crew, the director, the team, the whole whatever 3,000-4,000 people that was probably on set. You guys are changing lives. And as an artist, sometimes I think about how our existence is such a meritocracy. It's like we have to win awards and things like that. And I wonder, when you do something that's so impactful, um, do you think that the industry, or do you think that you personally need certain awards to validate that? Or is it feeling enough, or is it like a something that has to be balanced?
I feel like I do not need awards to validate myself. I've done a lot of work on myself. There was a time that I felt that was a necessity to my growth. And there are benefits, amazing benefits to having the accolades and all of the things. Because I do think they do help elevate you, but also what you're building. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we want to tell more stories, those things help. If you want to do something in your community, those things help. So I do see the benefit of them, and I ain't gonna say I don't want to be up on that stage. Now let's get that correct, because the girl's been dreaming for a very long time. Okay, and that is one of my dreams that I would love to be a reality. But at the same time, the only validation I have to worry about and is necessary is my own and the Father above. That is what validates me. And at the end of the day, what is so beautiful about this is no amount of money, no amount of accolades could give me the gift that I am receiving now. And that is my purpose in this world, is really spreading and changing lives. I'm leaving legacy. I'm leaving an imprint. So when I am gone, people gonna remember the Sofia that I played. And that to me means everything to me, because like Denzel Washington has said, you'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I can't take this stuff with me. You know what I'm saying? But what I can leave is legacy. What I can leave is a bit of hope for somebody to find their purpose. So that's what I am excited about, being able to play Sofia.
I might say that later at the bar. I'm gonna pull somebody inside and say, "Young man, you never seen it. You hard behind a hearse." And then do my head like this.
Thank you, Denzel,
No,
because
that's
he's been saying that for a while, and it's so true.
no, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So if you were sitting down with a writer or a team of writers, and you had to imagine perfect dream role for Danielle Brooks, because you already knocked Sofia out the park. So if we're talking about something next, what is the perfect role for Danielle Brooks?
Oh my God, that's such a hard question. Danielle does not have an answer, and I'm so mad about it. Oh my gosh. Just someone with such complexity. Like, I was looking at, we did the Spirit Award, not Spirit Awards, excuse me, we did Palm Spring Awards last night. And I was looking at the body of work of my counterparts, and Emma Stone's career came up, and they were doing a reel, and I was like, oh my gosh, like the stuff that she's been able to do. I would love to get chances to do things like Birdman, or do things like what she's doing, Poor Things, right now. Those, like, can I get a chance to step into some weird shit? Like, and that's the thing. I have studied, so I can do it, but it's getting the opportunity as a Black woman to do it is what is hard. So if you got any weird, wacky, psychological, stuff that I could play, or anybody out there, that's what I'm really looking for, to really diversify my body of work. And I feel like I've been able to do that. Like you said earlier, playing things like Peacemaker and about to do Minecraft. These are amazing things that really do get to show the range of what I can do playing Mahalia. But there's some more stuff in there that I would love to explore. And I think sometimes I don't have the words because I personally haven't been even handed scripts to read that make me feel that way, So
I think I
I'm
think I think it's coming. I believe it's coming. I believe that's coming for you.
Thank
I
you. I
believe
hope
it's
so.
coming for you.
Thank you.
Tell everybody in the world where they can see you play in The Color Purple.
Yes, go see Color Purple right now in theaters everywhere. We're coming everywhere. London, we're coming. Japan, we're coming. Go see where you can go see The Color Purple now in theaters and watch me play Sofia. You will not be disappointed.
Congratulations and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.